Luck. Some people have it. Others just don't. While it's true that it's a fickle thing, we can all agree that being lucky sure is nice. In this video, we will show you some individuals who take luck to the next level. From miraculously dodging near-death situations to winning the lottery multiple times, these people definitely have a magnet for fortune. Let's get to it. 5 people who take luck to the next level. Number 5. Bill Morgan. Making it on our list is Australian Bill Morgan. This guy definitely has a streak of good luck. It all started when he had a horrifying car accident in 1999. After being nearly crushed by a truck, everyone thought it was the end of the line for Bill. Declared legally dead for more than 14 minutes, his family is already in a grieving state. But that was when his luck strikes. After being in a coma for 12 days, and despite the family taking off his life support, he managed to survive. But Bill's luck doesn't stop there. As soon as he recovered from his near-death experience, he decided to celebrate his survival with a scratch-it card. Quite an interesting way of celebrating life, if you ask me. Since the chances of winning in this lottery is really tight, Bill wasn't expecting much from it. Little did he know that he was about to make his first lucky scratch. The car accident survivor won a car worth almost $20,000. Now, it may not be as fancy as a Lamborghini, but it's more than enough to get the attention of the media. Shortly after his win, he was featured by a local news station, where he was asked to reenact his lucky win. In the segment, he was shown scratching off a new scratch-it card. And guess what happened next? That's right, Bill hit yet another jackpot. This time, a cool $250,000. Now that's one lucky dude. Number 4. Edwin I Robinson. There's an old myth that says lightnings don't strike twice in the same spot. It is believed that the odds of getting struck by lightning is 1 in 12,000. Well, that single chance hit 62-year-old Edwin I Robinson. You see, our old pal right here, who is blind and deaf, was struck by lightning once. And that one time has literally changed his life forever. It all started when Mr. Robinson wandered around the field near his house. Apparently, he was looking for his lost chicken, swinging around his aluminum cane like any other old man looking for a lost chicken would do. When it started raining, Mr. Robinson took shelter under a tree. Since it's the only tree in the open field, it was too tempting for the lightning not to strike. And so, it struck the tree, hitting the old man. For 20 minutes, Mr. Robinson laid flat on the ground, unconscious. When he woke up, he managed to stumble back to his home and took a nap as if nothing happened. Later that day, the unthinkable thing happened. As soon as he woke up in the evening, he was able to see and hear. Shocked with what happened, he went to the doctor and asked for an examination. Much to everyone's surprise, it was confirmed that he indeed regained sight and hearing. Now, you're probably wondering how on earth he managed to survive the blast. Apparently, he was wearing a pair of rubber-soled shoes, which probably made him lightning-proof. Number 3. Lena Paulson. Next on our list is Lena Paulson. In 1995, this Swedish woman had a lucky harvest day. No, we're not talking about reaping crops alone. Apparently, this housewife just found her long-lost wedding ring while pulling out a carrot. It all started when Lena set aside her precious wedding band to do some Christmas baking for the whole family. But when she returned to get the ring back, it was nowhere in sight. After years of frantic search, Lena and her husband assumed that it was lost forever. However, luck landed on her side in 2012. While picking some carrots in her garden, she was shocked to find her wedding ring, nearly 16 years later. For some unknown reason, it ended up wrapped around one of the carrots. How did it happen? Well, it turns out that it was the first time for Lena and her family to plant carrots simply by throwing out seeds at random across the garden. instead of in rows like they'd done before. Apparently, one of the seeds landed straight inside the ring and remained there until it became fully grown. That is one lucky seed toss. Number 2. Tsutomu Yamaguchi. Ever wonder what it's like to survive a nuclear attack? Not once, but twice? Well, our next lucky guy definitely knows the feeling. During the World War II in 1945, a young Tsutomu Yamaguchi was on a business trip to Hiroshima. While busy with his tasks, the first nuclear bomb was dropped in the city. Miraculously, despite his injuries, he managed to survive the deadly attack. He immediately returned home to his family in Nagasaki and resumed work like nothing happened. Now, you might think that he probably used up all his luck, considering he dodged death. However, that is not the case at all. Apparently, upon returning to work the following day, a second nuclear attack took place, killing many people. But luck was definitely in his favor. For the second time, Yamaguchi survived yet another nuclear attack. From then on, he became an active protester against nuclear weapons and technology. In fact, he openly expressed his opposition to it in numerous interviews. In 2009, he was officially recognized by Japan as the sole survivor of both nuclear bomb explosions. Tsutomu Yamaguchi has lived a long, fruitful life until the age of 93. He passed away on January 4th, 2010, at his home in Nagasaki. Number 1. Frane Selak. And the luckiest of them all is Frane Selak. This Croatian dude has cheated death not once, not twice, but a whopping 7 times. He first escaped death in January 1962, while he was on board a train. Apparently, the train went off tracks and fell straight into a freezing river. Bystanders who witnessed the accident managed to pull Selak out of the water and into the shore. While 17 other passengers drowned, he only suffered a broken arm and hypothermia. A year later, he had another near-death experience, this time during his first and probably last plane ride. While traveling to their destination, the plane suddenly lost altitude and plummeted to the ground. As the aircraft descends uncontrollably, our old pal Selak was blown out of a malfunctioning plane door. Luckily, he somehow managed to land on a haystack, unscathed. If you think his dance with death was over after 2 consecutive years, well, you're definitely wrong. 3 years after that plane haystack crash, Selak had yet another grim accident. In 1966, the bus he was riding skidded off the road and went straight into the river. Just like the first 2, he was able to survive with minor injuries. His next deadly encounter was arguably one of the weirdest of them all. 2 years after the bus incident, Selak accidentally shot his testicles while he was trying to teach his son how to hold gun. While he managed to live, his testicles did not. Following that freak accident, Selak got into a couple of more car accidents in 1970 and 1973, where his car ended up catching fire. Then, in 1995, he was hit by a bus in Zagreb but only suffered minor injuries. A year later, he somehow managed to avoid a deadly head-on collision with a UN truck on a mountain road. Apparently, he swerved into the guardrail, which broke due to the force of the car hitting it. Selak, who was not wearing a seatbelt, was ejected from the car when the door flew open. This extremely lucky guy watched as the car fell 300 feet into the ravine. As if escaping death multiple times weren't enough, Selak topped off his luck by winning the Croatian National Lottery. He backed a cool $1.1 million just 2 days after he turned 73. Heck, he even had his own commercial for being so lucky. One thing is for sure though, Selak is definitely a luck magnet. Do you think some people are luckier than others? Sound off in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more interesting videos. Thanks for watching!